Hey everyone, this is Axel at Cards, Tickets, Tunes, here to share with you an exciting batch of tickets I've sold recently. To do it a little different this time, start off with the highest and work towards the lowest. Last several times I've done the opposite, but hey, let's start with the most exciting first, right? Start off with a bang. So we're going to start with a Wayne Gretzky ticket. This actually isn't the highest, but it's the second highest, but I think it's pretty exciting. This is a Wayne Gretzky ticket where he passes Gordie Howe for the point leader, NHL point leader. The ticket, as you can see, is pretty banged up, which is one real advantage of scoring tickets is it just presents a lot better. It flattens it out. It adds the prestige of getting a PSA grade authentication, and it just helps you to kind of ignore some of the damage to the ticket. So if you have a ticket that has a high value like this one, if it were in nicer condition, it's up over $1,000. But even if it's banged up, it still is worth sending it in and getting it slabbed. The back here is a nice Molson beer advertisement. This was a historic ticket, obviously, and very desirable for any Gretzky fan. This ticket sold for $300. Just for a point of comparison, I had this listed for several months and didn't. I got a couple bids of like 150, 200, something like that, and sent it off. Spent about 20, 25 bucks to get it graded, and lo and behold, you get an extra $100. So it's definitely worth it to send these things in to get graded. This next one is a Tom Brady ticket. Now, the reason why I didn't lead with it is because it's actually a paper copy. As you can see, I had to send it. Buyer needed it sooner, and I didn't want to make him wait. So I made a nice color copy of it. So let's pretend like this is the actual ticket in the PSA slab. You can see it's a Tom Brady ticket, and it was he actually didn't play in the game, but it's a Michigan National Championship game. It's a Rose Bowl ticket from 1990, 1998. And it has listed on here that Brady was the backup quarterback. Brian Greasy was the actual quarterback. And this was an exciting game for me. I'm from Michigan, as you can tell by the Detroit banner and the Detroit hat. But I remember this game vividly. It's a really nice ticket. Got a lot of color going on, a lot of interesting things. Also, Charles Woodson won the Heisman. He was in that game, and this ticket sold for $350. So a little bit more than the Gretzky ticket, but I thought maybe I wouldn't lead with it since it's just a paper copy. These tickets are fairly easy to find. Easy, I say easy. I mean, they're not uncommon, put it that way. So if you're paying attention at lots, it's a really recognizable design. A lot of people have it thrown in a lot, and they won't know that it's a national championship ticket because it just says 98 Rose Bowl. It doesn't say Tom Brady on it, obviously. It doesn't say Michigan Wolverines, anything like that. You just got to kind of know these things. All right, another ticket that you would not realize without knowing how to do the research is a Mickey Mantle ticket. This is a 1961 home run chase ticket. See if I can get it to focus there. 1961, sorry, a home run race ticket. That's how I asked PSA to slab it. It was a Mickey Mantle home run during the season when he and Maris were going back and forth to see who was going to break, to see if one of them was going to break Babe Ruth's record. Of course, Roger Maris did. Mantle got injured, ended up with I think 54 home runs, but this is one of those 54. And it's a historic summer, obviously. And so I had them write on there that it was a part of the home run race, and actually put the career home run number. A lot of people are trying to get every Mickey Mantle home run, the run of tickets. This one, though, does not say the date. I think I mentioned this before. There's a really good website called Keyman Collectibles. This particular collector has put together a great resource for everyone to research tickets based upon the tax paid. There's information on the back that will help you to determine what year it is. And then once you determine what the actual year is, he looks at font and the size of the color of the logo, things like that. By process of elimination, you can figure out the year, and then you can type in you can look by number, and then you can go to game 35, and it'll tell you the actual date. So these are pretty easy to verify. And Yankee tickets. Now, no one's done anything yet for Giants or Tigers or Red Sox. Someday they probably will, and you'll be able to date tickets that don't have dates on them. This ticket sold for $200. All right, so that's 300, 350, 200. So we're up to 850. So doing pretty good with these graded tickets. All right, we're going to switch to another ticket here that was kind of a high dollar. This ticket sold for $70. It is a Houston Oilers ticket. It's actually a Colts ticket, but they played the Houston Oilers, and it's 1979, I believe. Earl Campbell scored 3 touchdowns in this game. I think he ran for close to 200 yards, and one of the greatest to ever do it. And didn't have a particularly long career, so there are fewer tickets of his available, which makes them a little more desirable. A little supply and demand going on there. It's got a little picture of Jim Jumbo Parker on there, which helps you to figure out that it's a Colts ticket. Yeah, nice Wendy's advertisement on the back when Dave Thomas was just getting that fast food restaurant started. And yeah, game 6. Again, we've talked about how to date these using Football Reference. Use the picture function in eBay to take a picture of it and search for it, and AI will help to narrow down your search because this ticket obviously doesn't have any date on it. Right. Another thing you can do is go to PSA and just type in, 1979 Oilers, and the games will come up. And you'll see maybe some of the more collectible games, and it'll give you some ideas about how to title stuff. All right, so that's $60 up to $900. All right, another ticket that I had to get in the mail. People want their tickets now that Amazon has come along, and you have 1-day deliveries. You have to be careful to try to get these out as fast as you can. This was a preseason Jets ticket. It's Joe Klecko's rookie season. Actually, it's the Hall of Fame game. If you ever have Hall of Fame game tickets, they're usually someone's professional debut, not their NFL debut, but it's usually the first game played of the NFL season. And Joe Klecko just went into the Hall of Fame. Beautiful retro 70s design. It's a rather large ticket. And yeah, he's kind of hot right now. As soon as people go in the Hall of Fame, their stuff's hot for a year, 2, 3 years until everyone gets their fill and completes their runs and their sets and things like that. So this ticket sold for $50. All right, up to $950. This ticket will bring us close to $1,000. This is a 1997, actually it's a 97-98 season. It's a Lakers versus Warriors ticket. If you get into this, you know immediately that this is a Kobe ticket, and you rush to Basketball Reference and you figure out what the game was, and hopefully he had a triple-double, or you get on newspapers and see if he had any dunks. You get on YouTube, things like that. Anything, all your research is worth the time you put into it when you're dealing with Kobe and Jordan and people like that. Nothing big happened in this game, but he did play. Wasn't injured. There wasn't a DNP, anything like that. Really cool design on this one. Lots of color. Very 90s, which is coming back in. Actually, it's been back in for a while, but 90s stuff is pretty popular. This ticket sold for $35. $35. So pretty good for a second season Kobe ticket without anything notable happening. It is an away game, and away games are sometimes a little more desirable because a lot of people have a run of Lakers tickets, but they didn't get to go to all of the away games, obviously. And the Golden State fans may or may not have kept a early Kobe ticket because he wasn't Kobe. He wasn't Black Mamba when he was during his second season. All right, let's switch to baseball. This is a nice full ticket from Chicago. It's 1996, May 10th, 1996. And I took the angle with this one. It's the Yankees, so you're thinking Jeter. Looked it up. Nothing fancy that Jeter did, but it was his first game at Comiskey Park, first game in Chicago. So it's a kind of debut. and that was the angle I took, and it was effective. Someone made an offer of, I think, $38 on this one, and so I took it. So got another one of these. If you're interested, you can contact me if I don't already have it listed. And let's take a look at the back here. Another Wendy's advertisement. But that's a good-looking ticket. Fulls are highly desirable. It is tempting sometimes if you have a full, and this is a little sacrilegious, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out there because sometimes you can tear it at the perforation, or you can actually just tear it yourself and turn it into 2 tickets, because that's what would have happened at the game. So you can sell it as a unused full ticket, or you can turn it into 2 tickets. That's an option that you have in the ticket game. Again, some people find that pretty sacrilegious. I may get canceled on boogers for saying something like that, but that is something that people do, and there's no rule against it. But that looks really good as a nice full ticket, so I couldn't convince myself to do that. Also, you'd be left with a little tiny stub down there, which is not very sexy, as opposed to the whole thing. Next, let's move on to another kind of debut. This is a Bills Oilers ticket, 1988. It happens to be Thurman Munson's first professional game. Of course, Thurman Munson is a dual threat running back, Hall of Famer, and it's not his NFL debut. That would be probably like $500-600. This is just his professional debut, so this one went for $25. Not nearly as sexy. Probably could have held out for a little more on that one, but it's an away game. I'd say if it's his professional debut and it's in Buffalo, I think that makes it a lot more desirable. Probably more like $100 if it was a home first game. All right, take a look at the back there. Nothing fancy going on. Grandy's chicken dinner, only $2.39. It's a deal. Next, let's stick with football. Got 2 49er tickets here. Have a 1987 49ers ticket against the Saints. This is notable because Steve Young started this game, and it was his first start as a 49ers quarterback. I think he had a couple appearances, but this was his first start. And of course, eventually he replaced Joe Namath and won a Super Bowl as the starter. So it's a kind of, it's a first. And anytime you can find an angle with a Hall of Famer that's a first, you jump on it. $35. Another 49ers ticket. This is a 1984 NFC playoff game, not the championship game, just the playoff. You got your wild card, then you got your playoff, then you got your championship, then you got your Super Bowl. And so this was the first playoff. Joe Montana had 3 touchdowns in this. They did go on to win the Super Bowl, which makes it more collectible. Nice design, nice red and gold. And yeah, this sold for $38. $38. So people love those Super Bowl runs with tickets. Sticking with football, this is an Oilers ticket from 1977, the year before Earl Campbell joined the team. This was interesting because the great Billy White Shoes Johnson scored a touchdown in this game and did his Super Bowl celebration. If you haven't seen that before, go ahead and look that up on YouTube. That's a lot of fun. He would do what he was known for was kind of like doing a funky chicken kind of thing with his legs, and I think he would sometimes like slam dunk it through the goalpost, things like that. So he was one of the first to really be demonstrative, and of course they got fined back then. The NFL wasn't too keen on that, but people collect those tickets because that was quite an event when Billy would celebrate. Pizza in. Again, this one doesn't have a date. Use that camera function on eBay, and that'll help you to narrow down the dates with those. The game numbers are difficult because you don't know how many preseason games they have. You got to do a little research to figure out how many home preseason games they had. If they had 3, then this was the 5th game. If they only had 2, then this would be the 6th game. After a while, though, you know, there are only so many teams. You kind of get a feel for it. Switching over to baseball, this several Barry Bonds tickets here. This is a Barry Bonds rookie season ticket, and I think it was home run 5, home run 7, something like that. And he had over 700 of them. So those early ones are pretty desirable, especially during the rookie season. So this is a rookie season rookie home run by Barry Bonds, sold for $22. This bud's for you. This is another Barry home run later in the career. Game at Riverfront. Was it Riverfront? Yeah, at the time, still Riverfront. This one sold for 10, and then another one here sold for 10 also. But you pick these up in lots, pay 50 cents, $1 a ticket, flip it for 10, better than the stock market, right? In terms of your return. So nice Reds design, and got advertisements on the back there. A couple more tickets. Again, over, I think around $1,300 worth of ticket sales in the last week or so. Red Sox ticket. This is an opening day ticket, so immediately, of course, you're thinking debut. Nothing fancy with this one, however. It was Carlton Fisk's first game as a White Sox, as a member of the White Sox, and he was playing his former team, the Red Sox, and he did hit a home run. So a lot of interesting things going on there, but these are pretty common. Sold for $12. Another cheap ticket, but kind of an interesting one, Ted Simmons home run as a member of the Brewers. I think April 24th. When would he have gone to the Brewers? This would be an early Brewers home run, because he was in the Cardinals in 1980, I think. We'll have to look at that. Hope it's not his first home run as a Brewer. That'd be worth a little more. Anyways, $10 for this one. The Brewer tickets are kind of bland. They do have the little glove there, though, which is cool. And they got the yellow, so that's kind of nice. Lastly, we have 2 hockey tickets. We have a Patrick Waugh ticket. This is his second season, and he did win this game. So Patrick Waugh win tickets are desirable. Really nice design with this one. It's in French, which is kind of cool. And you got a really nice illustration of the Canadians and the team, the Nordiques, in the back here as well. So always like those artistic representations that they have on tickets. And then lastly here, we have another hockey ticket, and just double checking here. Right. So this is Flyers Rangers. Daryl Sittler had a goal, and who else? Bill Barber and Daryl Sittler. So 2 Hall of Famers scored goals or had an assist, and it's got a nice little picture there, and sold for $10. Again, not bad. Pretty easy to pick these things up for $1 a piece in lots. Do your research, get the big ones, send them into PSA. Hopefully you get lucky every once in a while, find some debuts. But even if you don't, do your research. Use Hockey Reference, use Baseball Reference, Football Reference, newspapers.com, and you'll find lots of interesting stuff. All right. Well, I hope you found that enjoyable and informative. If you did, please like, share, follow, do all those things that you hear over and over again as people remind you to do. They really do help. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll come back to you soon. If you're interested in checking out my store at cards.tickets.tunes, cards_tickets_tunes, cards, tickets, tunes on eBay, do so, or email me at cards.tickets.tunes@gmail.com. As always, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.